everybody. Today is a very special episode because we are recording on our 3-year anniversary from starting Pinpointe.
Trey years.
Yeah. So thanks for joining. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Josh, your boy, the realtor of realtors. And on this beautiful special day, I might get a little emotional. I might sweat from my eyes. Um,
No eye sweating. Come on,
no, it's good. That's
butch up,
important.
butch up.
Like that's important where we've worked really, really hard. 3 years have been great. So I am super, super, super proud. Um, of you, us, the company, of every person that has like supported us along the way. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a slog to get here. Um, I mean, let's just jump right in. How do we start this company of ours? How did we even get here? I mean, I know that since I met you all these years ago and we became instant friends, I have been bitching at you and been like, bro, start your own firm. Bro, start your own firm. Start your own firm. Start your own firm.
Yes, you are definitely one of the many people, but one of my biggest supporters. You have always believed in me and my capabilities are in pretty much anything, except for that time that I told you that they create weather. But whatever, like we'll get into that as well. We'll get into that as well, because you know what? Your
We
boy
could
is
say
always right. Your boy is always right. Um,
okay, let's just give a little bit of context here. Josh is really into conspiracy theories.
yeah. Look, people, I read a lot. I've seen a lot. I've seen like plenty. I can sniff out bullshit, and I came to the conclusion at one point, many, many years back, that governments or the
And
higher
rich people.
powers and rich people, because government is rich people, whatever, um, can manipulate, maybe not create, but definitely manipulate the weather. And Rachel and a friend of ours, Lewis, we were like in her apartment at the time,
My
and
apartment in Harlem.
they both look at me like, bro, you cannot be serious right now, because and I think this was like her exact words. She's like, Josh, I know you're smart enough to not be this stupid. And you know what? Look, I took it with a grain of salt, because look, a lot of people think I'm fucking crazy or stupid until I just make a lot of fucking sense.
Shit.
And a few years later, we fast forward, some reports come out, there's more evidence that Rachel finds credible.
Yeah.
And she came to me, she's like, all right, you got this one.
It was like Dubai or that, like
Yeah, I said it.
something like
I
that.
said it back then.
That like shoots shit into the air to add moisture and make it rain.
See, it makes sense, doesn't it? But anyway, I digress.
Oh shit.
In Josh
Well,
we
that was
trust is the moral of the story.
yeah, we do. I mean, listen, I wouldn't do this shit with anybody else. Like I couldn't start a company with anybody else. I couldn't do real estate with anybody else. Like I told you earlier today, like there's no one else on the planet that I could do this with. And if you weren't here with me on this ride, I would be doing something else. So
Maybe
thank you.
you would still
No,
be
thank
killing
you.
it in anything that you do. It just wouldn't
Yeah,
have
but
been
it's
as much
different.
fun.
No, it definitely wouldn't be fun.
It's
But also
been a
like,
whirlwind.
we work so well together because we complement each other. And like I hold it down with a lot of things, but you hold it down with all the other things that I can't. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like I can't do this with anybody else. And we don't have to have those like sometimes we'll have hard conversations, but very like in the past 3 years, how many hard conversations we had? Like three,
Yeah, pretty much.
like one a year.
One a year.
Um
When I start getting nervous, Rachel's nervous. It's like, what are we gonna do? Fuck.
yeah, but otherwise it's like, I know I know where your strengths lie, you know where my strengths lie, and we kind of just pick up where each other's weaknesses are, right?
Yep, 100%.
Which is awesome. So okay, so let's bring it back. I've been bitching at you as long as I've known you to start your own brokerage. And then the pandemic happened
Yeah,
and
and
I had just started a new job like 2 weeks before the shutdown. Um and then like I still had a job, but I got laid off that following January. So I wasn't even there for like a whole year. Um and I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? You know? Do I wanna go work for somebody else again, get tired of it in a year, and then have to start this shit all over again? Or do I start my own company? And
and mind you, people, this is happening probably over a bottle of Jameson in her apartment in Chelsea. So at this point, now you're in Chelsea.
well, yeah, because during the pandemic,
Yeah, you
I also
moved
moved to Chelsea.
exactly.
'Cause guys, I want you to know I'm lucky. I got a housing lottery in Chelsea. So I was like very, very lucky. But I mean I had been applying for like 3 years. Um so so yeah, I was contemplating for a while like, okay, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna start my own thing? What am I if I do start my own thing, what's it gonna be? And I think I was between starting a gym and
Yeah,
real estate.
I remember
'Cause
that.
I love gyms and I love, like, working out, and I just, like, want a place I've always wanted a gym. But with some good advice from, some of my mentors, the gym during the pandemic was probably, like, the worst idea,
Worst thing.
plus it's really expensive and lots of liability. Um, and, and I was like, "Well, I could get cheap space because all the gyms are going out of business." And then that was like, "Oh, wait, all the gyms are going out of business." And then real estate, because I had done real estate, like, many years ago in Florida, and I really loved it, and I've always had that real estate bug. Like, even before I got my license, um, here in New York, I was the go-to for all my friends, like, "Oh, I'm trying to find an apartment, can you help me?" And just giving people advice. So, um I think Josh, you came over once, and I just like kind of convinced you to start the company with me, huh?
Yeah, but like it just was the right time. It kind of worked out. I was probably more nervous and like, yeah, I don't know if this is really gonna work. Not really about you or anything like that. It was just like I knew how tough real estate could be. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if we're like ready for a company. Like, I've been doing this, but you haven't like, yeah, you know about it and it's an interest, but you haven't been in it. So we went through phases where it's like, all right, first order of business is, let's get Rachel like licensed. And she went out, got licensed. She jumped on the team that me and Al had created over at, we're not gonna mention any other company's names,
Fuck them.
but we were there. And it's funny because Rach is the type of person like idea, execute, let's go. It's like I got the idea, let's fucking execute because you're already thinking about the finish line.
Yeah.
And that is good. But if you don't have, I guess, someone like me that's like step, 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 you could get caught up and lost. Which is why I think is why we balanced it out perfectly because sometimes I get so stuck in step, 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 step. I forget why I'm even making these steps with a destination in the future. Life takes you in many different ways. So all of a sudden, you just get turned, and now you're like going in a different path than what you actually wanted. Rachel keeps me focused on the end goal, which is great. So we decide to open the company. Boom, awesome.
Yeah, but
And
we like opened the LLC and stuff. But we didn't do anything with it right away. Like I got licensed, I joined you guys, and we started to make plans, right?
yeah,
Like I think we did it the right way. Like we created a business plan, and we were editing and working on that business plan for like months.
yeah.
And
If our
then
company is open 3 years, we're probably in, let's say, from thought to open. That was at least a year.
yeah,
That was at
because we
least a
opened the
year.
LLC in April of 21. Um, so we had already been thinking about it. Like I said, probably since like, excuse me, since like hmm, January, February.
Yeah,
I'm
easy.
21,
I even think maybe before that, it might have been like kind of like towards your birthday time.
maybe,
Um,
but I hadn't got laid off until January.
yeah, you know, it's funny because from, let's say, thought to like us opening like the doors, like that was just so huge. Like it was like oh my god, we climbed this huge mountain, and like I think about it now, I can't even fathom being here when we were there.
Yeah, I mean, and like I'm just thinking like I'm getting all these memories now about us doing the business plan and like we were like trying to do like worst case scenario for a business plan, right? Like if we do fucking terrible and and I was like, all right, we're still gonna be good. Like we'll still be all right. We'll be able to grow. And then I shot it over to two of my mentors, Ito and Ian. Shout out to you guys. Um And they were like, "Yeah, I mean, it looks good. If you think you can do this, then yeah, it looks good." But of course they gave me like, a healthy dose of skepticism, not to put me down, but to like make sure that I didn't have any blinders on.
Yeah.
Um and once like I I I I got that validation, like that external validation from these business guys that I've known for so long that have been so successful in their own um entities. Um, I was like, okay, we can do this. Like I already had like a lot of confidence, but that just gave me like validation. And then and then we went for it and um we got our office. Our first day in the office was July 1st, 22.
This wonderful place that I am
That you're in, yeah.
broadcasting from. Um,
Crazy. It's crazy like how like we just like put one foot in front of the other and we're like, okay, this is the next step. And I think that's a lot like to your credit, right? Like cuz I'm very big picture and you're very like, okay,
how do
how
we
do we
get
get
there?
from yeah, A to B? And I'm like, I'm just trying to go A to Z, bitch. Let's go.
She sat me down. She's like, "Okay, what do we need? We need landlords. Let's get them all." I'm like, "Whoa, let's make a deal. Like, let's make a deal, and let's start there." And we did. We started with one deal, and then it was another, and then it
Another.
was another, and
And then I think
every
pretty quickly though,
milestone.
pretty quickly I got tripped up on a client. I'm not going to name any names. Um, and I was like really hyped about it, and it was not a good client, and it was not a good situation, and it really could have derailed everything that we were just getting started.
Yeah, that was in the very,
That was
very
the very
beginning. We
beginning.
were like
That
months
was
in, not even.
that was like no, no, no. I was already working with her before we moved from the other firm to Pinpoint,
So
and she had decided to continue to work with us when we opened the firm. Um,
yeah, but also shout out to her because you built like toughness. Thank you. I needed that. I
yeah,
need like that's exactly what I needed at
I
that
I
point.
needed that lesson, like, even though we're just starting out and we don't have recognition or
Anything.
anything like that,
We
like,
didn't even have pens in the office
I
yet.
shouldn't be risking everything for one client that's not a good client, right? Like, that's something that I had to learn pretty quickly, and I think that we all have to learn that, like, you know, not all clients are good clients, and it's okay to reject clients and not work with them. And like one of the things that Ito's told me over the years is like, because I was like, oh, I don't have a boss anymore. He's like, you always have a boss. Your clients are your boss. And I kind of reject that because if I were to take that, then I would have to continue working with that person, right? And it would have been a
Yeah,
really shitty situation. And we could have ended up closing our doors like the day after we opened, right? So,
pretty much.
um, I don't think that clients are our boss. I think clients are our clients, and we deserve to help them and treat them and respect them and give them the best service that we can give them, but they also have to give us the same amount of respect and treatment.
Sure.
And it goes both ways, right? It's not like you're paying me for a service, but I'm still a human being. I'm not
Yep.
your bitch.
Yep. 100%. I would say our boss, our ambitions,
I was
because
gonna say
that's what
Danny.
See, but
Not a day goes by that she doesn't remind me that she's trying to be a trophy wife.
that is part of your ambition because that's what you wanted. You were like, hey, I want a sexy Colombian mommy. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like, toma, there you go. Like, and now look, no, it's honestly, it's our ambition. It's what we want for ourselves and our families and our lives and our future is what really like drives us to do what we're doing. People ask me all the time, like, what is it? I'm like, it's many things. Like, first off, I don't want to be poor. Like, no one wants to be poor. So I'm going to do my best to not be poor. Secondly, like, I hate answering to people that
Me too.
I don't think, I hate saying like this because it reminds me of you. I just don't think they're smart. And I don't like saying that about people
That they're not smart.
that they're not smart because who am I to say who's smart and not smart? But I
But
really
they're not as smart as you, which is, you always want to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. Like the most successful people always say they want to be the dumbest person in the room, right? Because then you can only elevate yourself by surrounding yourself with people that are smarter than you, that are more intelligent than you. If you're surrounding yourself by dumb people, then you're just going to bring yourself down to their level.
pretty much.
And
And
you know,
uh,
no, I'm just gonna say like it's not a bad thing to want to be around smart people.
no,
I'm
it's
not.
not.
It's the difference between you and me is that you're not as arrogant as me.
Yeah, and that's in that aspect. I have my moments, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I go back to it's like it's really just it's our boss is our ambition because that's what's gonna dictate how we move and how much we're gonna move and what we're willing to like put up with. You know, right after this, I'm jumping on the Staten Island ferry to go to like Staten Island. That's
Well,
not
you're
some,
jumping on a train to get to
and
the
then
ferry to
this
get to another
ferry, so
train
it's
or a
like a
bus or a
bus
cab.
or like yeah, I'm making a trip. Um, it's not something I absolutely want,
Mm.
but more than anything else, I want us to be successful. I want our business to grow. I want because of my ambition. So yeah, I'll put everything else aside and my boss is gonna be like, well, you want it, get it. So I'm
Yeah.
about to go get it. Which
I
is what
mean,
we've done in these 3 years. Like we have slowly in a good way grown and we've also taken the time out to reflect on the big and it's maybe not big, whatever, but big to us moments. Like there are
mhm,
benchmark moments where I could like look back and I'm like, oh my God, it felt so good for this. Like even just the other day, it's simple. Um, we just received a landlord that for like basically almost 3 years now. Every once in a while, we're like, "Hey, can you put us on like your broker
mm,
blast? Can we get your inventory?" It's just a lot of that. We got a lot of no's or just like left on red. Um, before eventually someone's like, "Yo, I see you. I get this message every 3 months. I know you're hustling. All right, go ahead. Here's a shot." And with that shot, we're gonna like blow it up.
yeah.
Which that's my mentality. Let's give me a shot, and we're gonna create greatness. And that's what I think we're doing here. We're creating greatness. Like there are plenty of clients that when I'm talking to them, they are very shocked at how we try to do business. Um, like pleasantly shocked, not in like a bad way. You know what I mean? Um, and I hang my hat on that. I'm like very proud of our company and what we stand for and what we're really doing here.
Same. I think like one of the biggest things like that make us stand out from all of the brokers is that we keep it real, right? And that's why we have this podcast. That's why we like say all this shit that we say on Instagram or whatever. But it's not it's not a gimmick because when you meet us in person and we're showing you
Dust.
apartments, that's who we are. We're not going to sugarcoat shit. We're going to tell you how it is. Um, and that's just because you deserve that respect as a human being, right? Somebody hustling in New York City trying to find an apartment, you deserve the respect to be told, the truth at face fucking value. Um, and for me, like some of my ambitions are to to grow the company big enough that people associate that with Pinpointe. Pinpointe becomes a name that people know, um, and associate with integrity and transparency. Um, that's it. Like I don't have to be as big as Compass. Okay. I would love to be, but that would take like 20 years. Um, and let's be real, Compass hasn't turned a profit in its existence. So I don't want to be like them at all, actually.
I want to be like any company. I like mine.
Yeah.
I like mine.
Um, but I like my ambition is just that, is just to like help people and be known for helping people.
Yeah.
Right. And if I can make money along the way and take care of my family and, you know, leave my kids something, that would be cool.
Beautiful kids, by the way. Beautiful
Thanks.
kids.
I didn't make them, but I
But
love them.
still, I saw the tattoo of like the Mets.
Oh, the Mets, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He was between getting the Mets and the Pokeball.
He should have gotten an extra one. I would have put it on me as well. I'd be like, yo,
Well, it was at
Tat
like
Brothers.
their school art fair, so
That's
it was like an
cool.
airbrush.
Ooh, and that came out really good. Came out really good. Um, yeah, it's 3 years of hustle, 3 years of I don't want to say
I
3
mean,
years of heartache because it hasn't been heartache for
no,
three
but that
years.
first
So
year was really hard.
it's
I
tough.
mean, that first year we were just like, are we gonna make it? And then that winter was actually not a terrible winter. Um, and we
Spring
made it
wasn't
through.
that great. It wasn't
No,
the spring. It
but
wasn't that
we got to our 1 year anniversary and we like, celebrated
like
for like if it was
like it was
I don't
1999.
know. Yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, also that's another thing. Like 50% of new businesses close within the first year. So that was like a huge milestone, at least for me, to be like, shit, we made it a year
Yeah,
in New York City real estate, which is such a saturated market. Um, and we made it,
most
right?
agents don't make it past like that first year. To say that we were a company was huge, and then just to see the opportunities that are like that we were getting, like it wasn't just what we kind of like business planned out. It was like, oh, we're kind of on track with our business plan,
Mhm.
but we're also like, oh, look at this little extra icing on the cake
Yeah,
and
we
this
were a
extra
little bit
icing on the
ahead.
cake.
Yeah,
And I think that was what for me just like was another driving force. Like, holy shit, what else? What else can I
yeah.
get? What else can we do? What else can we
Yeah, and,
accomplish?
like, also the other thing is, like, me, I want things immediate, I have no patience, and I'm impulsive as fuck, and the one thing I have in the back of my head is you saying, "Rach, remember the business plan, we're gonna be struggling until year 5, year 5 is, like, gonna pop." We're not there yet, we're 2 years away, but that's, like I could see it now, 3 years in, I could see the
Yeah,
progression, I could
that
see
feels
that we're
like
getting there.
a couple months away from me in my head. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, shit, this past year's we're already in June. The fuck?
Yes.
Fuck out of here. But in year 2, I think is when we started to try to get other agents, like new agents, and that was another a lesson for us. Like we were just like, okay, we need more agents so that we can make more money, like so the company can make more money so that there's more revenue. And um it turned out it didn't hurt us. It didn't hurt us, but we were trying to grow just to grow as opposed to getting people and or attracting people that are of the same mindset as us, right? Because we're such a small firm, you and I are still doing everything. So for a new agent to come in, they have to hustle.
Yeah, because I can't spoon feed you everything.
No, I don't have time to slow down. Like I've got so much shit to do. And now even worse, right? Now I'm like
Now we started social
the
media,
podcast, social media, blogs, blah blah blah, blah
newsletters,
newsletters, like
like it's a lot. It's the job of like operations,
Mhm.
but then also like
Marketing.
operations, like boots on the ground kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Um, which was why like my biggest thing was like, yo, we can't even take days off at the same time. Like we can't even
Well, we are soon.
like no, where I feel like I've especially like this year, I've tried to make it a bigger point to find balance, like work life kind of balance and like just enjoy just regular stuff and not just, business.
Mhm.
Yeah, we spent like we used to spend a lot more time just hanging out, like just us hanging out, enjoying it. And then for a bit, it was I wouldn't see you because it's just work. And that sucks because like you're my friend. Like fuck, we should
Mhm.
like be able to hang out.
Yeah.
Um, but now I feel like we're getting better at like, all right, let's like spend this day to just chill. And yeah, we're gonna talk business because that's just normal. But it's we're
We're
doing
gonna be
good.
able to like hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're both growing and learning. And yeah, that's pretty much this whole path has been just one
Yeah.
big growth spurt. Spreading my wings and flying because we're gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. Because we're actually not gonna be awesome. We are already awesome. As what they keep telling me. I don't know.
We are. We are. I think this past year was pretty hard, I think.
Yeah, it was, but I don't know. I guess for me, it was a little different because now it's like, all right, now year three, I kind of like know what to expect a bit and how to like deal with it. Uh,
Yeah, but like there's the things that we can't control is the market, right?
yeah,
Like
that
last
stuff.
summer, like summer is supposed to be our busy season, and last summer it wasn't that great
No,
because
especially June. June sucked.
yeah. And like I think it's a lot of it had to do with the fact that rents were so goddamn high and people were just renewing their leases because it was cheaper to do that. And I'm afraid that that's going to happen this summer. Although May was pretty good, or at least it started okay, and hopefully like June will pop. But um, how how we set ourselves up to be able to navigate the ups and downs of the market that we don't control is, I think, something that we have definitely learned over the past 3 years, and something that we obviously will have to continue to do for as long as we're in existence, right? Because we can't control that one really, really important piece to our business. And so that always gives me a little bit of a hesitation, like, oh shit, what's the market going to be like? But as long as I know, like, you're still by my side and you and I are still like building the foundation on and building on top of the foundation that we've been building, right? So that we are able to weather the storm that
Pretty
is
much.
created by the government and rich people.
We've started to equip ourselves with
You didn't
what is
laugh
it,
at my
rain
joke.
boots and well yeah, because the rich people create the weather. I know. This is why we have our rain boots now and like umbrellas and we actually supply like we are supplying ourselves with the tools to succeed and with more experience that we have in like dealing with this stuff, the easier I think it becomes. That's how I feel anyway. Where yes, I fucking stress. It's like one fucking big ball of stress, but I think I'm dealing with it a little bit better now. Um, on a personal's like side, like I've had a lot of change,
Hmm.
the last 3 years of my life. So it's not easy to deal with work, home life, everything. Um, and now I think I'm trying to like be better. And I think the only reason I could have gotten here is because one, your example, you and Danny do a great job of reminding me that like I'm still just your friend. Like fuck
Oh, I thought you
this.
were going to say that she wants to be a trophy wife, and it
That
is your
too,
responsibility to make this
like
company successful so that she
like
becomes one.
Danny is more of a crack the whip type person. Um, you are more like, oh, it's okay, buddy. Don't worry. Like, fuck it. If we fail, we fail. It doesn't matter. I'm
Yeah,
like, all right, cool.
exactly.
Woosah, woosah. So yeah,
What's the worst that can happen? Whatever. Fuck it. We
facts.
started something else.
What's the worst that could happen? But fuck that. We're not gonna
No,
fail.
we're not gonna fail. We're gonna succeed. We are succeeding.
We are succeeding.
And like so like the first like 2.5 years are really just like building foundation, getting through year after year. And then this year we really started to like think about growth in the long term, right? So we started social media. We started, like you said, like the newsletter. We started this podcast. This is episode 11.
That's big.
Yeah. Episode 11. That means next episode is 12, so that's 3 months.
Yeah, and this is coming from two people that were like 100% anti social
Social
media.
media. Yeah. I still am. Personally,
Sure.
I'm anti-social media, but I totally understand like its business
Are you kidding me? I added to my personal
reasons.
story um your our post
Mm.
pinpoint anniversary. I don't post anything on social
Oh,
media.
you did? You
Yeah,
should. You
I
should start doing
I
it though.
know. I put it on my
Because
stories.
people follow people
Me.
versus companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should, but we'll get there when we get there. Just like we got Instagram when we got Instagram. Like most companies these days would start a company and start an Instagram. But we didn't have a brand. We didn't really know who we were. We just knew what we wanted to do and we were just busy trying to make business. So now now we're settling. We're starting to set up more growth for the future, right? So we have the podcast, Instagram, newsletter, um the website. We completely we migrated the website from the platform, hosting platform that we were on, and now we're really trying to focus on SEO, and um, hopefully in the next couple months we'll start getting spending in advertising, like Google advertising and like Facebook and Instagram ads, because those will really help. But like we've gotten this point without spending any money on advertising
Word.
at all.
Yo, that's just
Um,
not like
it's just been
it's
like
when you
word of
say it
mouth
out loud,
referrals. Yeah.
it becomes a little bit more impressive.
Mm.
Because we broke, bitch, and and somehow my broke ass has been in business for 3 years now.
Yeah,
Um,
isn't that crazy?
that is
But
crazy.
we're setting ourselves up so like we like you said, it's like step by step, little by little we're gonna get there. And we are. And like the things that we're doing now with like the podcast, Instagram, all that stuff, like that is a slow burn. That doesn't turn into leads and business right away. That takes time. But like that gives me hope for year 4, for year 5. Like,
Yeah,
holy shit, we keep this up, like this is gonna be crazy. Like, we're gonna hopefully be so busy.
that it's going to be hard. It's like, when do I find time to do the podcast, to do these things? But
But
I
we've been
think
finding time to
no,
do it.
because
Like, it's been busy
that's
anyway.
that's part of the segue to the lessons that we've learned,
Hmm.
where one of the biggest lessons I've learned that I'm trying to implement this year, besides like the balance stuff, is kind of the routine, like forcing a routine. Our job is so up, down, I'm here, I'm busy this day, not busy that. Like it's just so sporadic and like flexible, I guess. Um, that it's easy to not have routines, and that's how shit gets fucked, really. That's exactly how shit gets like fucked up. um so I'm trying, so I think, taking a cue from you, like you've done a shit good job, and I think maybe it's because with Danny and having that, like, you got the kids, that you have to have a lot more structure. It's like, all right, we need to be
No, that's a
here,
me
this.
thing.
Oh, that's a you thing, okay, whatever.
I actually bring structure into her life.
Even better.
Yeah.
um
But I've been like that since I was a kid because I grew up in trauma. So I needed
That's
to,
Pinpoint After Dark talk.
yeah, as a child, I needed to create my own structure and my own routines.
So, with trying to create more routine, I think it's become a little bit easier. So it's like, we record on a certain day. We have our like weekly meeting on a certain day at a certain time. Um, and I've like blocked it out in my calendar like
Well,
forever.
that's the other thing. Like, you never used to use a calendar,
Oh
right?
yeah. And now look at me. Oh my God. Getting into the fucking
Right? And
modern age.
I was always been on the calendar shit. I'm always like, bro, you need to use your calendar. Bro, you need to use your calendar. No, I got it. Whatever. I have it in my head. Okay, cool. And then you started missing shit. And then you're like, oh, fuck, I need to start using a calendar.
And we started getting like, it was getting a little overwhelming how much
Yeah.
shit I had to do.
So here's the thing, right? Like now we're using calendars. We have our meetings scheduled, which we didn't have like weekly meetings before. This is a new thing, guys. We just started weekly meetings like again in the past few months. Um, and you were not necessarily gung ho about those things, but as soon as you realized, okay, shit, we actually need it, you turned around and you were on it, right? And it's similar to this podcast. Like me and you, we didn't really want to start this podcast because we don't like being on camera, we don't like being on.
Now look at
Um,
me.
right. And I was just about to say, like, I actually look forward to the days that we record. And this morning when we were talking, you were like, oh, well, maybe we could do it later because you have to go show. And you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I really want to record today. That is like, that's awesome, right? Like, we're actually enjoying the shit that we didn't actually want to do, right? Because whether or not people are watching this, we're enjoying this and we're putting ourselves into it and
Yeah,
with the
this
hope
is
that people kind of see that, which I think is pretty cool. So, and then the
I
other
think this is
thing,
our
like,
second baby, honestly. I would say the company is like our first baby.
yeah,
And now like this is our second child
the
that we're like
podcast.
the podcast that we're growing. Um and so we have like a cool little like family that we're doing. We had fucking Pinpointe Family Day. That was nice.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. That was so
that
much
was so
fun.
much fun. That
That
was
was
so
so
much
much
fun.
fun.
Yeah, the
Um
kids loved it. We definitely have to do it again.
yeah,
But one of the other things that you have never used and you're going to start using is a CRM, right? Like, we never had a CRM. Like, we kind of had one, but we never really used it because it was not a good one. And you again have always been like, well, I have all my clients in like my text messages or emails or whatever. So I just like go through that all the time, right?
yeah.
But
So inefficient. So
you
inefficient people
lose
I know.
shit. So now, like, since we moved the website, we needed to have like a different like database for our transactions, which I then like made a custom solution that's also CRM. So you're gonna start like naturally it's gonna start with the deals that you just closed where you have like tasks automated to follow up with people. Because that falls to the wayside too. Like, I'm guilty of it. Like, I'll close a deal and then I'll follow up with somebody after they move and then I'll forget about them until like, oh shit, they just signed a lease. Like, it's been 12 months. I should have been following up throughout. Right. So these things that we weren't necessarily obsessed about or interested in, we're now realizing, okay, we need to take the time to do them. And that's pretty cool. Like, we're we're doing things in our own time, but recognizing where we have weaknesses and building on that, right? And be like, all right, how do we turn this into a strength?
As confident as we both can be and are, we're still humble enough to realize that we do need like help in other areas
Mm,
from other people. Um, I'm learning. Like, I never wanted to do like chat GBT stuff, right? I'm like, oh, this is so stupid. Like, no, like, and then didn't I spend like 2 hours of my day on like a webinar and then I called you like, oh my God, this shit is fucking, it blew my mind.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's that stuff where it's like, I'm not as good as I am at my job. Right? I know that. I know I could make a deal. I know I'm good with the people. Like, it's fine. I know I have a brain that restores a lot of information that helps me with my job every day. Um, I'm not overly confident that I can't, change and be a better agent. And I think that's like important in all like aspects of like one's life is like, yeah, just because I know I'm good at life right now doesn't mean it can't get better. I can't be more polished. And I think that's what's next for us. Like, it's just
mm,
about continuously like polishing our brand, like our lives and just making it nicer, shinier, more efficient, more money, more deals.
more money, please.
Um, and all that stuff is on the horizon for us. I think for me personally, are we definitely need to focus on, you know, trying to get more people here, like more agents.
Mhm,
And that comes with us going out there and being in broker events, things like that.
mhm,
Like, being in the industry with our peers, where we kind of it's just been me and you. And we're like, all right, fuck it. Like, any person that we get around us, cool. But we're not too inclined to like take meetings with other agents and stuff like that. I think we're doing it a little bit more now this year where we're partnering with different companies and even like small startup stuff.
mhm.
That stuff is it's work in itself, because after me walking whatever amount of steps I've walked and having to be on with clients and talking, now I got to go to dinner, have drinks with somebody I never met before, and like be on and talk and talk.
Yeah,
So it is
for
work,
sure.
but definitely stuff that we can handle.
Yeah, and I think like one of like the life lessons I've learned, I want to say in the past like 10, 15 years is that there's no such thing as perfection in life. And all you can ever hope to achieve is progress. And there's always more progress to be made because there's no such thing as perfection, right? So you never get to the point where like, okay, I've made it. I've hit the top, I've hit the pinnacle, there's nothing above me. That's such bullshit. There's always more. And that's the same in business, right? Like it never ends. There's no finish line. And as long as we can remember, like, hey, we're not perfect as humans, and definitely not as a company, we're not perfect. But as long as we always strive to progress, to get better, to build on ourselves, to build our company, um, I don't think we could fail, right? Like that's what you've been saying. We just gotta keep getting better, keep, what's next? What's next? How do we okay, we've faltered here, so how do we build up from that? Um,
And and since we're built for it, like individually, we kind of have that. All right, bring it. Like that's just me and you, honestly. Like in anything that we do is like, all right, bring it. All right, bring it.
yeah.
Like
What else you got? Throw
I'm
it,
up for a
whatever, fuck it.
challenge. Like
Like
cool.
even if I'm like overwhelmed and there's so much shit being thrown at me from every angle, from my personal life, from my business life, whatever it is. And I'm just like, fuck universe, like, can you give me a break? And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I got it. I'll fucking do it. I got everything. And um that
I
that's that grit and determination that we have, coming from different backgrounds, like growing up in different places, but similar slightly similar situations. Like, we
we
struggled.
are we are very very different. Like two ends of the spectrum, but it is so fucking scary how much alike that we are.
Hmm.
Like you're such a small person. So
But I have so much rage inside.
kind of like me. Which is you
It's like I'm a little
are
Napoleon.
by far one of my favorite people in my life,
Yeah.
and
You're my best friend, bro. Love
you're my
you.
sister at like this point,
Yeah.
like to the point
Yeah,
like
for
I
sure.
laugh at people and I'm like, I'm getting this lady married, like I'm gonna be the fucking one, like like yes, one of like honestly I'm like super honored by that. That's like huge. um but it just goes to show like how much love you have for me, that
Mhm.
you would allow me to be a part of like one of the most important like days of your life,
Yeah,
which
I mean, I
is
wouldn't want anybody else to marry us. What am I gonna get some random fucking officiant that I don't know that like talks a whole bunch of bullshit at our wedding? Like, come on. That's not right. It needs to be you. Because you know me, you know Danny,
and people
you know.
for a low price of 1999 you could hire Reverend Love to, no, I'm joking.
I hope by 1999 you meant 1,999.
That's the 2 a.m. infomercial. Like you get 3 easy payments, and
Three.
you too could
I
have
could get
a love of
married.
your life. Um, no, it's what's next is the moon for us. Honestly, what's next is whatever the fuck we want. Like we're gonna go get it. Like because that's our mentality. It's hilarious when you said we have everything. Someone asked me, it's like, oh, like, do you feel you have everything you need for like, the journey like of life, right? I'm like, hell yeah. Like
I've got all my
for
my
all my
my tools in my
ambitions,
toolkit, yeah.
I have everything I possibly need within me, or I have access to it.
Yeah.
Um,
And we have like a great support system,
yeah,
right? Like it's not
definitely.
just like individually our tools and what we've
No,
learned over our lifetime. It's the people that we keep around us. Like you,
there
right? Like
is
Danny,
so many people,
even Lewis.
even Lewis. Um, there's so many people I would love to thank, and shout them out. Um, extremely, extremely important in my life. Are you kidding me? Like to get here did not. It wasn't just me and Rachel. It wasn't like there was so many people that helped us along the way, whether it be just advice or just dealing with our shit. Like just dealing with us trying to hustle and be this ambitious is takes a toll on any relationship, right? Any
Hmm.
friendship. You know, my family doesn't see me for months sometimes because it's like, oh, summertime's coming. Yeah, I know there's birthdays, there's graduations, but I got shit I got to do. I'm sorry. Like to the point, the very first time I met Danny, shout out to Danny. I love you, Danny. You're my sister too. It was for Rachel's birthday, and like we were supposed to have brunch. I literally walked in, said hi, dropped off my partner that was there, and it was like, all right, I gotta go. I gotta catch you later. And
But
I
that was the
was
first time you met her?
that was the first time I met Danny. And I
Oh
was
shit.
like, I'm on the train on the way to work. And we haven't even opened the company yet. This is like we're trying to open the company. We're like
Hmm.
working on it, right? And I'm like, damn, I feel so fucked up. You know, I'm supposed to be one of her best friends. Like, she's just like starting to date this girl. Like, they've been trying to hang out with me for a while now, and I'm putting everybody off. This girl probably hates me. Um, and Danny loves me. I know she
She
loves me.
loves you so much.
You know, so it was like that first meeting is not, it's very indicative of my lifestyle where it's not that I don't love you, not that I don't want to be there. It's just I got some shit I got to get done. And trust me, if I get it done, the people that are around me are the ones that are going to benefit the most.
Hmm.
Like Danny becoming a kept
Trophy
woman.
wife.
You know, so
How
if
many times have we said trophy wife in this one
like
episode?
like seriously, because we had that's a goal, and you know you have to stay focused on what's actually important in life.
Hmm.
But yes, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, all my friends, all my family, loved ones, past, present, all that stuff. Um, we would not be here without you, and it doesn't go unnoticed. I can't send text messages every time I'm like happy about my company to people. It would get kind of annoying because I get happy about my company at least like 4 or 5 times a week.
Hell yeah.
You know what I
I want to
mean?
say I want to say thank you to you. I could not have like done this without you. I can't. And I appreciate you so fucking much. Like, thank you for wanting to do this with me. Thank you for sticking it out. Thank you for helping my mindset when I'm a little bit crazy and wanting to do too much. And thank you for also like the opposite, right? Like when I'm being a little crazy and you're being hesitant, and then you're like, you know what? Fuck it.
Let's be
Let's
crazy
let's
together.
be crazy. So thank you, because if you didn't take that risk, we probably wouldn't be here. And then also thank you to Danny, because she fucking supports us 100% and will do whatever it is. Like if we needed to start doing business in Jersey and we needed her to do it, she'd fucking do it.
Yeah, I've
Like
had people show for us. I've had people like literally get in cabs and go show for us. And
yep,
yeah, it might have not
people
worked
do it.
out.
No,
But
but it's
those are the
because they're
things that we
supporting us.
remember.
They're trying
Yeah.
to help us. So you, Danny, Al, huge thank you to Al for like coming
The
with us on this journey.
Yoda. Shout out to
Yeah.
Yoda. Like that's his
Teaching us
alias.
everything that we know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tom,
Tom, my boy Tom.
hell yeah.
We wouldn't be
Again, couldn't do this
legit
here.
if it
Yeah.
wasn't for guys like that. Um, we are hard workers, but these people that we've mentioned are the reason why we like to work so hard.
Yeah. And then all my friends and family that you guys support us. Um, in the background, you send us referrals, you send us clients, you like our stuff on Instagram,
Rachel's
watch our
mama,
podcast.
I
What, my
see you
mom?
out there. Yeah,
My
she's the
mom.
first like every single fucking time on
She's
all our
like so
posts.
proud of us.
Right? I'm like, I must have to send that lady some flowers or something because every time I go look to like one of our posts,
My mom's
like
already there.
she's number one. So thank you.
Thanks, mom. Love you. Yeah, she's great. She's great. She's always liking all our shit. And of course, like She also like shares it, I think, with like her people because she's so proud of us and me,
Yeah.
you know. Um, so yeah, thank you to everybody. We wouldn't be here without the support from everybody that loves us. So thank you.
Yeah. Well, Rach, this sappy episode of Pinpoint
My eyes
Unfiltered,
didn't sweat. My eyes
mine's came close a couple times.
mine started sweating because I was laughing about the weather.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Um, again, thank you, love you. I can't wait for the fucking next year, five,
Yo,
10, fucking
this is gonna be
20. It's
crazy.
gonna
I'm
be
so excited.
wild. Um,
Um, I think yeah, I think this is great. We're good. Um, I'm ready for the next challenge. What can, come our way? And thank you everybody for coming along the ride with us.
yeah, this has been a very, very whirlwind ride, but I wouldn't have changed it for anything. Now, Rach, tell the people where they could find us.
On Instagram at Pinpointe Group, on LinkedIn, Pinpointe Group. On LinkedIn, you can find me, Rachel Fiegler. Our website, pinpoint.nyc. We have a blog with lots of really cool information about renting, buying, selling, investing. Check it out. We also have a newsletter that you could find on our website,
God damn, it's
newsletter.pinpoint.nyc.
getting long. Like this whole tell us where you can find us is getting longer and longer.
Listen,
Because you know what?
we're gonna be everywhere. We're
We're
fucking
everywhere.
everywhere.
And you know where you can
Um,
find me, people?
right now on the street. Well,
The
right now
streets.
on the ferry to
Well, now
Staten
like you're
Island.
gonna find me on the ferry to Staten Island. And the ferry has Dunkin'. I'm about to go get me
Shit.
an iced coffee at on the ferry.
All right, cool. And next week, guys, our next episode, we're gonna be talking about neighborhoods in Queens. So
Ooh,
definitely come back.
Queens
I
get the
always
money.
love our neighborhood chats.
Yeah.
Um, and if you guys have any questions, thoughts, suggestions, comment, email, whatever it is, reach out to us. And maybe we'll answer them on a podcast. So
Send us a happy anniversary. We'll love those. Those are
yeah.
nice. I'll take that.
So thank you everybody for
Guys,
watching. Tasha,
what
it's been a pleasure.
always a pleasure, my love. I
Love
love
you.
you to the end of times. And people, I'll catch you later.
Peace.